Show out of more than 2 million accidental poisonings last year, more than half of those involved children younger than 6 years old. As a parent of 2 small girls, that really catches my attention in a major way. Dr. S. Rutherford Rose, director of the Virginia Poison Center, is here at VCU Medical Center. He joins us during Poison Prevention Week. It's great to see you.
Good morning, thank you.
We were talking before we got started. It's almost antiquated to call it the control center because it's such a difficult thing, and we're just trying to raise awareness.
Well, awareness is important because, unfortunately, now poisoning is the #1 cause of injury death. And we don't do a very good job controlling it, so that's why we often don't use the term controlled in Poison Center.
So Virginia Poison Center at VCU Medical Center, this week is Poison Awareness Week, and you're focusing on these target audiences. I talked when we got started about children. Out of 2+ million poisonings last year alone, half of them were children, but the other half is a different age group.
That's correct. So children are exploring their environment, and they're getting into medicines that may be left out. They're getting into cleaning products that might have been left out. If grandma comes over and leaves medicine in a pocketbook on the sofa, the child would have access to that. So that's a big problem for accidental poisoning. The more severe poisonings may occur in the older generation. So if you need to take your medicine at night, it's important to put the light on to make sure that you take the right medicine. If you wear glasses, put your glasses on so that you can take the correct medicine.
You're right. We hear so much about prevention for a younger age group, right? Locking up the medications, making sure that the substances, the cleaning products are out of reach. And we talk a lot about those detergent pods. Those seem to be a big culprit.
Well, they have been a big culprit. And as soon as they hit the market, the phones to poison centers lit up. And because those are very concentrated, it's very easy to use, but unfortunately they were packaged in containers that resembled candy containers. Mm-hmm. And so they're very colorful. So they really attracted children. And we actually published a report of 120 children a couple years ago that got some pretty significant toxicity from those products.
But it is interesting to then start thinking about a more advanced age set where you take for granted, I have this, I can take my medication, I can practically do it in the dark, but you're not thinking about those things, and that's dangerous.
It is dangerous, and particularly as older people start to take more medications, or perhaps they're going to different doctors. So it's very important for adults to really understand the medicines they're taking, talk to their pharmacists and doctors. Don't start herbal medicines or vitamins without consulting their doctor or pharmacist to make sure there's no interaction with some of the medicines they're already taking.
The campaign is called Make the Call. Are people hesitant to make the call?
Well, some people are. I mean, we're not policing anyone. The Poison Center, as I tell our trainees, it's a free call and it's not a sign of weakness. So we have registered nurses who are trained in toxicology to answer those calls 24 hours a day. And so calls come from healthcare providers as well as from the general public. And so it's an easy call for a quick question, and it's 24 hours a day.
When you make this call, when you when the instance comes up that this has to happen, how should you be prepared? What do you need to know when you're making that call?
Well, know that the poison specialist is going to ask you some questions, because we can't give a good answer if we don't have good information. So be patient while they ask the questions they need to ask in order to give you the right answer. But they're going to ask you, what happened, if something happened. They're going to ask you what medicines you're on. But they're not going to delve too much into your medical history, but they need to have enough information to accurately answer your question.
I thought it was interesting when I was preparing for this morning, there is a national hotline, and this is a campaign no matter where you are. So it's important to put this in your phone, really. I was going to say, talk about antiquated, write it down. Put it in your phone so it's there and it's at the ready when you need it. That's half the battle.
Well, about 15 years ago, we adopted this nationwide number, and so 1-800-222-1222 is routed by your area code of your exchange of your telephone. So if you dialed from Richmond, you should get the Poison Center at VCU. Now, cell phones may take you somewhere else, unfortunately, but you should get a Poison Center. And so that's the beauty of having that one number. Now, and put it in your phone is important. Young people, we want to encourage them to call, because everybody wants to text or go to a website, and even though there are some websites for very simple things, there's no substitute for a person taking a good history and giving you advice that's immediate. So if you Google something, you might get 10 answers, and you don't know which one's right.
That's right.
So it's important to make that phone call. You get the right answer, and you get it right away.
And you're squandering precious time by when you if you don't make the call and researching it other way. If you just make that call, you can talk directly one-on-one. I've had to make this call myself, and it was a game changer. It really was.
Well, I hope they helped you, and I hope they prevented you from doing things that were potentially harmful or expensive. So the Poison Center can most often prevent you from having to call for an ambulance or 911 and go to the ER if it's a pediatric exposure. So it is important to have that number handy.
Absolutely did, and then it went right on the fridge. Now I have to I'm old school. Now I got to put it in my phone so that it's there. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. For more information, we'll have a link on our show website, WTVR.com/VTM, and make sure you have this number on hand. The Poison Control Hotline is 1-800-222-1222.